A Black man says he lost his home over a hidden water bill. This is a strange one. I mean, how much water can one family, one man use? Well, let's get into the details and see what happened here. According to ABC7, Filmore Brown's Brooklyn home was sold out from underneath him. Why? Because he had an unpaid water bill. How much was it? Oh, $5,000. Brown learned of the sale after strangers tried to gain access to his home in the middle of the night. He was shocked to find out the strangers had a legal claim to the property. The 66-year-old bought that home in 1996 and spent the next 23 years working to pay off the mortgage. He successfully did that in 2019. That's the American dream. That's the American dream. But here's the thing, the city can take action against homeowners who have large unpaid tax or water bills. Those bills, they're then sold to a trust or a group of investors. I hate that it's these investors. I hate that we can capitalize on people's pain. I guess it's the American way, but I'm just saying I personally hate that part. Group of investors who from then look to collect the money with interest. If those debts aren't paid, well, it's simple. The home can go into foreclosure. It can be sold at auction, again, according to ABC7. But Brown says, hold on a minute. I never got any warnings, no notices about the pending lien. If he had known about the bills, he would have paid them. I would have paid it, no problem, Brown said. I don't want anybody to go through what I'm going through, said Brown. I can't eat, can't drink, cannot sleep. Unfortunately, the city of New York says it did notify Brown of the unpaid bills. Brown's attorneys said he has paid thousands of dollars in bills since the debt went into a trust, and it didn't show up on his current bill because the two payment systems are separate from one another. So the right hand's not talking to the left, and now Mr. Brown's home is sold out from under him. The right hand's not talking to the left, according to his attorney. I would like to think you did all you could. You know, just send notices, do a door knock, homie, and go back again. Well, he just paid a water bill this year in the thousands of dollars, so it's just heart-wrenching. Attorney Yolandi Nicholson told ABC7 there needs to be some type of notification that there's another bill out there that needs to be paid. There needs to be more done to make sure that these hardworking older people who paid off their mortgages, have fixed incomes, don't get into that kind of rut. Sadly, this happens more often than it should. According to the ABC data team, more than 6,800 have been put into the trust for not paying water bills. The majority live in communities of color. Meanwhile, a new study finds Black households bear higher home energy cost. Groundbreaking, national analysis led by George Holmesy, associate professor at Binghamton University, sheds light on a long overlooked inequity. Black Americans are spending a significantly greater share of their income on energy costs than their white counterparts. It all comes back to the same thing, folks. You can talk all you want about how, let's move on. But this is systemic. It all comes down to the same thing, America. The study published in Energy Research and Social Science in August is one of the most comprehensive of its kind. It analyzes data from 6,500 census tracts nationwide. While the average US household allocates about 3.2% of its income to energy expenses, the data tells a more troubling story for minority communities, even when controlling for income levels. Black households consistently face higher energy burdens. Latino households also experience elevated burdens, although slightly less. Holmesy attributes the elevated energy cost in part to the growing cost of rent nationwide and the prevalence of aging and inefficient housing. He explained that Black communities are more likely to live in older homes that need repairs, properties that often suffer from poor insulation, outdated appliances, and other maintenance issues that drive up energy use. Rental units are troublesome too. Tenants typically lack the authority to make improvements or install energy efficient upgrades. As a result, the cycle continues and the burden only grows heavier. So this is particularly disturbing, Woes, because 6,800 homes placed in that trust in New York, right, alone. Um, this, and I'm not suggesting that we have evidence of this or ABC7 out of New York does, but this could be the perfect way to gentrify, get your hands on these values. There's only going to be so much land, folks. And right now, so many properties. You could maybe get your hands on more and more. Aging people can't pay. Maybe they saw a notice, maybe they didn't. I mean, you ought to see the mail in Atlanta where I am. Oh my goodness. This is crazy what gets lost in the mail. Um, your reaction to this, and frankly, I think if they wanted to solve this issue, they could. I think if the majority of the people live in certain areas, look like us, are aging, they could solve this. A little hand holding. I had an aging parent too live with me. It's not easy keeping up with all of their obligations and things. Can be done when you care, though. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this just seems preposterous to me that a person's home could be repossessed because of their energy or utility bills not being paid on time. Like that just sounds like the craziest thing that I've ever heard. And also, again, repossessing a home from somebody, the idea that, when people get divorced or are filing for divorce, you subpoena the person, basically, like, you literally send somebody to hand them a paper, like, yo, you're being served. You have to go to court. The person who you're married to is severing ties with you. Like, like there's a system in place where like it's not like, oh, it gets mailed, and no, we don't trust that. This is divorce. This is serious. You need to subpoena this person. Like you need to document that you put something in this person's hand to explain to them that, yo, your partner is moving on from you. I don't see how we don't have a system for that, to separate somebody from their home in America, where literally the basis for our economic structure is the sanctity of private property. Like the idea that that is the number one ethos of this country is the right to property ownership, that somebody could separate you from that for $5,000 in utilities is patently absurd. And, I actually love to do some digging on how this rule came to be. And
Yeah.
I would be shocked. I would be shocked if this weren't spearheaded by the real estate interests in New York, who happen to be the most, outside of Wall Street, the most powerful interests in the entire city. Like, this is absolutely insane.
Insane. Maybe New York's next mayor will, I don't know, do something about it.
It's definitely something to look into.
Mandami. But it's insane. Well, you're right. Why not, I don't know, have a senior citizen organization, when someone's over a certain age in particular, or just anyone. We're talking about 6,800 homes. I don't know why you think it would be appropriate to see someone's home for a $5,000 debt. Put a lien on it, I guess. But what do I know? We're talking about the water department here, too. We're not talking about, some entity that's going to go away. Talk about the water department. They're going to be just fine. Okay. And I'm not suggesting that you should take water and not pay for it. But this is craziness. And there's a better way. Better figure it out. Shorty, as the current mayor would say.